Welcome to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for listening. If you are new here, hello. Thank you for being here. In this recording, I want to talk all about decision making and how I've shifted my perspective and approach when it comes to making choices and decisions in my life, and how I believe that there are ultimately two lenses through which we can view the choices we have to make. There's two approaches to making decisions, and I want to talk about those approaches in this recording. So I genuinely hope that you get some value from listening to this recording, and maybe in some capacity, this shifts the way that you view the decisions that you have to make in your life, and maybe it makes it a little bit easier for you to come to a decision or a conclusion. So let's get right into this recording. If you ever feel stuck when you have to make a choice or you have to make a decision, it's very hard for you to choose. Here is how I've been thinking about it lately, and again, this has completely shifted the way that I approach decision making. Basically, there are two ways you can look at any decision that you have to make. You can either look at the choices that you have in front of you or the decisions that you have in front of you through the lens of lack or through the lens of abundance. You either can look at the choices that you have to make through the lens of scarcity and lack or through the lens of abundance. When you view the choices that you have to make through the lens of scarcity, through the lens of lack, you feel like opportunities are rare. And because you feel like opportunities or good opportunities are rare for you, you feel like you have to grab whatever is in front of you. Even if your gut, and I'm going to talk about your gut and why I think it's so important to listen to your gut later in this recording, but even if your gut tells you, you know what, maybe this isn't something that we should do, your scarcity mindset tells you to ignore it. Opportunity can seem really easy and be, served to you on a silver platter. You feel like you have to take advantage of it, even if your gut is telling you you shouldn't, because you feel like it's your only option and that good opportunities are rare. It's basically fear driving your decisions. You might take things that are convenient, things that are comfortable, or even quote unquote safe, instead of doing things that actually feel right in your heart or in your gut. And the problem is this can lead to stress and burnout and regret, because deep down, you didn't really want it. Your brain just thought, because you're operating from a lack and scarcity mindset, that this is the only opportunity we have. I need to act now before I miss out. When you are operating from a place of lack and scarcity, when you view the choices and decisions that you have to make from a place of lack and scarcity, you are being driven by fear. Now, an abundance mindset is completely different. When you view your decisions through the lens of abundance, you trust that opportunity is always right around the corner. You are always blessed with the right opportunities, and they come often. So if something doesn't really feel aligned, if your gut is telling you maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we shouldn't go down this path, you don't force it. You honor your gut. Your gut becomes your best guide. If something is off, you honor it because opportunity always comes to me. There's always a new bus that comes every 5 minutes. You trust that something that feels more aligned is always right around the corner. When you're operating from an abundance mindset, you give yourself permission to slow down and ask yourself important questions like, am I doing this just because it's easy? Am I doing this just because it's comfortable? Just because it seems so convenient? Am I doing this because I don't think I can get something better? Am I doing this really for the right reasons? You give yourself time and space to actually think about these things. Having an abundance mindset when you make decisions, or viewing the decisions you have to make through the lens of abundance, just because you're an abundant person, helps you protect your time, your energy, your peace of mind. And it's just generally just a way better lens through which you should operate in life generally. This goes way beyond decision making. Just as a personal example, there was an opportunity that I could have acted on that was just so convenient and so easy for me to just do, and it was honestly handed to me on a silver platter. But deep down in my gut, I was like, I don't think you should do this. My gut was telling me there's something off here. There's something that doesn't really feel aligned here. I know it's easy and I know it's convenient, and there may honestly not be any negatives that come from it, but just something feels a little bit off. I was thinking through scarcity and lack initially, and I thought to myself, you know what, I should just do this because it's right in front of me and it's super easy. But then I slowed down and I thought to myself, Sam, you are an abundant person. How would an abundant person view this decision that you have to make? Would they think that an opportunity like this is only limited to right now in this circumstance? Or would an opportunity that feels more aligned an opportunity where your gut would be like, yes, I'm all for this thing, is that something that could actually happen like relatively soon? The answer was yes. Okay, then why would you take action on this thing when your gut is telling you that something is off? If I was an abundant person, which I am, how would they view this situation? Why would they act on something that feels like kind of wrong when a better, more aligned opportunity is right around the corner? If I know that deep down I am worthy of receiving opportunities that feel more aligned. Understand where I'm going with this? You can view the choices and decisions that you have to make through the lens of scarcity and lack. I gotta jump on this, I gotta do this because I don't know when the next opportunity is gonna come. And you can force it and try to make it work and try to convince yourself that it's the right thing to do. Or you can slow down and start looking at the decisions and at the choices that you have to make, just that life generally, through the lens of abundance. This might be easy, this might be convenient, this might on the surface make a lot of sense, but how do I feel about it deep down in my gut? Is it something that I should do? Is this something that has the potential to negatively impact me in any way, shape, or form? If I am an abundant person, which I am, why would I take action on it? If my gut is telling me no, I trust that opportunities always come to me. Aligned opportunities that feel right in my gut and in my heart always come to me. They're always right around the corner. I trust that I am someone who is worthy of aligned opportunities coming my way. So I'm gonna pass up on this, even though it may be convenient and easy, because I trust that a better opportunity is literally right around the corner. And I am blessed with beautiful opportunities all the time. That is how I perceive and see reality, my reality. Your gut is key here in my eyes, like way more than logic. Like you need to slow down enough to actually pick up on what your gut is telling you and trust in your gut. One trick that I've been using when thinking about decisions is just asking yourself, like, if I couldn't do this thing, if this opportunity passed, would I be disappointed or would I be relieved? If you were disappointed, that usually means it was just nervousness, which kind of coexists with wanting it but fearing it. And if you were relieved, then it's just a genuine lack of interest, which usually happens when you just like, right? Like you don't want it, so you're not interested in it. So you would be relieved if the opportunity passed. If you're nervous, that may come with excitement, with actually wanting to do X thing. So that in addition is just like an interesting question that you could ask yourself. Like, would I be disappointed if this opportunity passed and I didn't take action on this thing? Or would I be relieved? Ultimately, I think it just comes down to being present enough and giving yourself enough compassion to ask yourself, these questions. Ask yourself whether or not you're operating from a place of abundance or scarcity, and getting present enough to actually listen to your gut. Because chances are, if your gut is directing you in some way or telling you, don't do this or do this, don't go down this path or go down this path, that is probably something that you should listen to. And the quieter we become, the easier it is going to be to pick up on what your intuition or what your gut is trying to communicate to you. So bottom line here, ask yourself, are you operating from a place of scarcity and lack, or are you operating from a place of abundance? Which lens are you viewing your choices that you have to make or the decisions that you have to make? Through the lens of scarcity and lack or through the lens of abundance? I'm an abundant person. What would an abundant person think about the decisions that I have in front of me that I have to make? How would they view, this circumstance or this situation? They feel like they have to force it and they have to take action on it just because they may not get an opportunity like this again, and opportunities like this don't come around very often? Or are you someone that trusts and knows that good opportunities are always right around the corner? Do you believe that you are worthy of blessings and good opportunities? Are you acting out of fear or are you acting out of trust? Are you acting from a place of scarcity and lack, or are you acting from a place of abundance and wholeness? So that's all I wanted to get across in this video. Thank you for being a part of Presence of Being. I hope you got some value from this, genuinely. If you have any recommendations for things that you want me to talk about in future recordings, let me know. DM me. My DMs are always open. If you really enjoyed this recording, leaving a like, commenting, doing all that good stuff helps a lot. Leaving a positive review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to this would also mean a lot and help a lot. If you also really enjoyed this recording, you can go to presenceofbeing.co and grab a Presence of Being hat and support what we're building here at Presence of Being, promoting a more present way of life. Thank you genuinely again for listening, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.